and welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast.
You're damn right you call me sir. They call me Sir Funk-a-Lot. Quit sequestering my chips! Your check reveals that Gunkbog has the biggest penis. You see Friar Mark kind of in the back, and he kind of meets your gaze and goes,
The Salty Boys Podcast.
We should get out. We should seriously get out at like 8:30.
I got
Could you imagine?
money on 7:15.
all right.
7:15. That's barely even worth posting.
Welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast. And have a good night, folks.
Oh shit! Does that mean I have to come up with another intro song for this week?
No.
I'm not doing it.
No.
Funny you mentioned that. You actually, the good news is you probably already have this intro ready to go.
Okay.
It'll become apparent very soon.
Okay.
Anyway, hello, Salty Boy viewers.
Singular viewer.
And a whole and viewer.
Hello, our missing players that aren't here this week.
Hi, Simmons.
I guess we'll go ahead and do a roll call. I'm going to start to my right this evening.
With a fully extended right arm and a flat palm, he was pointing at me. I'm AR, and I am eating Applebee's chips.
I'm Sawyer. I just finished some Doritos.
I am Crunk, and I made chicken salad for dinner.
I'm Mick Haas, and I am your DM
And
today.
He's not eating anything.
I've not. I ate before I got here, but I'll probably steal somebody else's food before the night's out. Maybe. So our regularly scheduled DM is out on some DM time. So
Would you say our regularly scheduled skinny penis?
exactly.
So I got a thick cock coming in.
Speaking of cocks, we have a pretty thick little game tonight. So we're gonna be doing some DM rotation here. Tonight's game is gonna be a little off the beaten path, as it were. Some might say it's not strictly canon, but I say those people are idiots. This is the most canon game ever. If you put it inside of a fucking cannon and like blast it off, it's the most canon. Where am I going with this? I don't know. Let's fucking get started.
I think your name's Nick Cannon.
Oh,
That means,
oh no.
Are you gonna fire me now or after I finish?
I mean, I already finished before you got here, so.
Oh, you don't know current events.
No.
I brought a Spider-Man web slinger in here, so every time we roll a 1, someone's gonna get.
Nutted on.
I was gonna say that, but I was gonna have you finish it.
You beat us to it.
See, I thought you were going to go on something like political and relevant, like Trump being finished.
Ooh, that's deep.
Okay, maybe not good.
Speaking of deep, is this a deep lore episode?
No, actually, it's better than deep lore. It's called Deep Score. Anyway, boys, roll initiative.
Okay. Oh fuck! I gotta get my character sheet up. Shit.
Oh, starting the night off right. Guess what?
Oh,
Hey, me too!
2 1s.
I got an 8.
All right. You are 8 times higher than our initiative.
Yardley Quiffin, you are the first to realize that you are not in Longheim anymore. You appear to be in it's some sort of foyer. What do you do?
I'm gonna see if I recognize this foyer of any of my comrades, potentially,
Ooh, make an investigation check.
because there's only another gentleman who hasn't been initiated that Yardley might know of, depending
Okay.
on my roll.
It's Mock in a secret.
You said investigation?
Investigation.
That's an 8.
It's an 8. Yeah, so you don't need you don't need a degree in criminal psychology to realize you don't know where the hell you are. Nothing about the battlements really strikes you as familiar. Your kind of cursory glance around the room, you're seeing some like suits of armor kind of tracing the way up to some sort of what you assume is a throne room, but nothing else really catches your eye as you're starting to kind of gather your bearings. We'll go with Mock next. Mock, what do you do?
Where are we at?
Well, you see, I thought I knew based off my long travels as a gentleman, but I am perplexed, Mark. I'm not sure where we are.
I got it. We on Pluto.
Pluto's a planet. Take a crack at seeing where we're at.
All right. Are you just looking around? Are you like turning up rocks? Are you like shouting really loud?
Let's poke around a little bit and see what's in this place.
All right. What are you poking at?
Suits of armor.
Yeah, so you approach the nearest suit of armor to you. It sort of lays flush with the staircase I mentioned earlier. As you start poking this armor, it feels like a regular ass suit of armor. It doesn't ring hollow when you touch into it, so it kind of your mock senses are kind of telling you these are probably more decorative than they are functional. As you are gazing up from the feet all the way up to the top, you notice that this suit of armor isn't wielding a weapon, at least not in the traditional sense. The armament he is bearing seems a little bit more phallic in nature.
Thump, thump. He's going to grab the phallic object.
You're going to grab the phallic object. Okay, your arms are thrust around this throbbing armament. What are you doing?
Pulling on it.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if there's anything, to see if maybe this phallus is slightly enchanted?
Sure.
See how tonight's going for all of us.
It's a 1.
All right. So your Arcana check doesn't pull up anything on the phallus that's in front of you. However,
I know where we are.
your senses start to tingle about the phallus that is gradually approaching from behind you. Gunkbog, what do you do?
Gunkbog's going to turn around and look at the phallus approaching from behind us.
So as you turn around, you hear plodding footsteps as they approach your location. The footsteps kind of come from behind a corner of another doorway that was your backs were facing before, and in strides this. It's a rather unassuming kind of young man with a hugely hung, just giant penis, just like bulging through his leather tights. He looks at you and goes, "What y'all doing in my castle?"
All right, well, thank you for joining us on our children's episode.
Yeah, this one's NSFW, everybody.
This is how we're starting our toy review channel, guys.
Yardley's going to probably be like, I do apologize, sir. Definitely, sir. My name is Yardley Quiffin, and this group of little gunglings I have with me is some of my merry friends.
I'm Gunkbog.
It's Gunkbog right there. We love Gunkbog, but I apologize. We didn't mean to intrude upon your house. We're not really sure how we got here.
You damn right you call me sir. They call me Sir Funkalot. You in Sir Funkalot's castle. And nobody gets into Sir Funkalot's castle without no invitation. And like as he says that, he's starting to like gradually sling his giant package out. It takes like a good couple of seconds here as he kind of like thunk, slings it around his shoulder. You've never seen somebody handle their package in a threatening manner before, but you feel as though he's adopting a more aggressive posture.
Mock looks over and says, "What the fuck is that?"
Can I do something real quick? Actually, it's two things, but first, can I do a perception check to see, or maybe wisdom? Something to see which one of us three has the largest penis.
Definitely Gunkbog.
Definitely. I just wanted to be sure.
I'm going to go ahead and have you guys roll a constitution check.
Ooh, watch Gunkbog get a 1.
A check, not a save?
Check. It's the same thing. It's just D20 plus your con.
How's the 16 sound?
1.
I got a 1 and a 0, so a 10.
So first, Sir Funksalot is going to look over at Mock and go, Yeah, I bet you wouldn't know what this is. Little choir boy, little church man, little church PP, PP church acolyte, PP church boy.
Mock looks at him and just says, I can punch that mouth off if you want me to.
Yeah? Well, I can headbutt you, but I ain't talking about with this head. And he points at his head, but then he points at his other head.
Let's go then.
He's a Hydra, guys.
Anyway, so your check reveals that Gunkbog has the biggest penis.
Okay. I would like to cast Enlarge on Gunkbog's member, so that way Sir Funkalot can feel intimidated.
All right. Is there any sort of check that goes with that?
I think if AR lets it happen,
willing creature.
I want to roll that. I want to role play this though.
Well, hold on. Just to give everybody the idea, I was reading the new Frost Maiden, and they have the dwarves that cast Enlarge on themselves and go from dwarven size to large, like size humanoids. So that's going to be huge.
I'm going. Well, I can. Yeah. So I'm going to look at Gunkbog and be like, Gunkbog.
Okay.
He just knows.
I appreciate your trust in me, but I just want to let you know that I think in order to get past this situation, we need to increase the size of your situation.
Gunkbog holds his hammer up to his ear for a minute, and he starts to chuckle. He's like, "You mean my penis?"
By the way, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to us coming from Billings, Montana.
Yes, Gunkbog, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Okay, so I cast Embiggen on Gunkbog's cock.
All right. Tell me how this goes down. Or up. Hey.
So Yarly's just like,
Wait a minute. I'm going to cut you off
Okay.
because I have a really funny idea. I imagine Yardley just goes up behind Gunkbog and says, "Okay, boy, now when I say cough."
okay.
Or, hold on, what's the range on this? Is it touch?
Oh no.
Give me 1 second. I think I don't know if it's on this spell book. Oh, good, it is. Okay.
We've read the fan fiction, fans. We know what you want.
Wait, someone wrote fan fiction?
They have to be one of us.
Say Rule 34. We're bound to be on there somewhere.
Well, by that sentence, we should be now.
We're writing our own fan fiction tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, so I can magnify it, all dimensions multiplied by 8 if I wanted.
Oh, range is 30 feet, so you don't have to touch it.
No. However, we can make this interesting and roll like a D something to see how long Gunkbog's penis actually is.
Well, be a D8 just by a magnitude of 8, right?
Well, no, I can multiply it by 8.
Right, so I'd imagine you roll a D8 and that's the multiplier.
Well, yeah, but no, I want to know how initially big your cock is.
Oh, well, I rolled a 16, so what does that make my dick?
16
Centimeters.
16 what? Years old?
Yards. 16 diameters.
Fuck it. We'll multiply the size of your penis by 8.
Okay. Was it 8 times 16?
It's over 80.
Yes.
Oh my god, my dick matches my HP. 102 inches.
All right. So using Gunkbog's
128.
naturally 128. That's a lot of dick. so multiplied by the natural endowment of Gunkbog's God's given package. Yardley enlarges it to such a degree that it is, if not on par, it might indeed exceed Sir Funksalot's deal.
God.
Sir Funksalot takes a look at you, a long look at you, and you can see that his armament begins just a little bit to get a little smaller.
You ever seen like Chamber of Secrets at that one moment when the basilisk like comes out of that
Yeah.
that little skull head?
No, there's not even any of that because keep in mind, I'm a barbarian. I'm wearing an loincloth.
Sir Funksalot looks over at Gunkbog and goes, "All right, now I don't want any trouble. I just ain't never seen somebody who's got a package that matches my own."
Oh no, what that mean?
You'll have to forgive Gunkbog, Mr. Sir Dr. Funksalot. He knows not what he carries.
All right. Well, as long as we're not here to cause any trouble, Sir Funksalot begins to gradually stuff his weapon back into his sack.
It's like a boner net shit chest.
It's his bag of holding.
It's like a. But we got to get down to the business that Sir Funksalot didn't invite you into his castle. So, what are you doing here?
You're right, sir. We're not really sure how we got here. You see, I had just woken up. I had been taking a long nap. My friends have been up to something. I guess they kind of roped me into it too. But can you tell us a little bit more about this place where we are? I know we are in Sir Funksalot's castle, but where exactly are we?
So as he begins to regale you with his long and storied history of founding the kingdom of Funksalot, tells you about all of the massive dragons he slayed with his penis, the amounts of the conquering he's had to do, the amount of land he owns. He regales you with all of this and talks about how he's really just turned this place into a haven for citizens from all around the world. Can you all roll perception checks for me, please?
If I get another one, I'm gonna kill myself.
Go ahead and add Arcana if you've got it.
Smoke if you got him. That's a 6 from Gunkbog.
So add it to the perception check?
Yes, so you can add. So it's just D20 plus perception plus Arcana if you've got it.
So I got an 18 then.
It's pretty good.
16.
Gotcha. So Gunkbog, you're, I imagine, just enthralled with this tale. You're trying to, you've got your newfound glory. You're trying to figure out all the different ways you can make a name for yourself. If Sir Funksalot can do it, surely you can. You two, however, notice especially with the magic side of your brain, I imagine you guys catch each other's eyes as you sort of sense something a little sinister, some sort of dark magic coming from behind Sir Funksalot. It appears to be getting a little bit stronger, signaling that the source is getting closer to you.
I'm going to take out my gun.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
I'm going to take out my gun, and I'm going to aim, and I'll be like, now, Sir Funksalot, there's some devilish things happening right now that I'm picking up on. Now, this is not aimed at you, but there's something sinister afoot.
Sir Funksalot kind of looks down at his own feet and goes, "I ain't got nothing on my feet, bro."
You got both of them feet.
So as Yardley is trying to explain fucking what do they call it? Figures of speech to Sir Funksalot, you hear footsteps sort of pervading throughout the castle, and up on the top of the stairs stands a lowly butler. He looks at everybody and goes, "Good evening, sirs. Perhaps I can elucidate you on matters that might elude you at this present venture."
That guy's creepy.
Do I know this butler?
Yardley would not know this butler.
Fuck.
But his handler would know this butler as Woolsworth. As Woolsworth kind of comes up the stairs, the whole room around you kind of the castle, the armor, the scenery, it sort of fades into this dark, shadowy figure. So basically all you're looking at is if your eyes have adjusted to the darkness, you can just see the outline of everything. But it seems to be devoid of life right now. The only figures with any sort of color or life are you three and this butler that stands before you, who introduces himself as Woolsworth. He's like,
Can we just cast banishment on him?
Where'd Sir Funkalot go?
So you can see the outline of Sir Funksalot sort of near where Woolsworth is standing, but he doesn't appear to be moving or talking or doing anything. You can just see the vague outline of him.
Gotcha.
The butler looks at all of you and goes, "You must have questions." Damn. Woolsworth's microphone is not cooperating this eve. It's like, "You must have questions."
Who are you?
As I said, my name is Woolsworth. I am a humble servant here at the Sir Funksalot Castle abode.
Why, Funky Man, stop moving.
Ah, yes, he is merely suspended in time there, my verbose friend, erudite friend.
Oh, no, what that mean?
He kind of chuckles, kind of oddly warmly, for the almost kind of sinister nature of him. But you don't feel any malice from this laughter. He goes, "Ah, my friend, this is merely a parlor trick of mine. He shall be with you again soon enough."
Okay.
Now, Mr. Woolsworth, you seem like a gentleman with fine tastes.
So as you say the word gentleman, Woolsworth kind of flashes you a wink, and he kind of indicates to a little emerald medallion around his lapel. He says, "Once a gentleman, always a gentleman, good sir."
Once.
Ah, but that's a tale for another day. You clearly have more pressing matters, no?
Well, clearly we don't know how we got here. Do you know how we could have been sent here by anything or anyone, Woolsworth?
Well, where you stand right now is not the world as you know it. This microphone keeps wanting to be very, loosey-goosey here. Yes. Oh my god! I didn't touch it.
I know. I'll here. All your problems are my friend. Yay.
Oh.
Thump.
That was powerful.
More like powerful.
There you go. That'll hold for now.
It won't.
Just don't touch it.
I'll switch stands later.
So, I'm sorry, what was the question?
How did we get here? You mentioned something that this is not part of this world.
Yes, dimensional rifts in time and space. They're a very funny thing, very fickle. Most people don't even realize they're around them, but, and yet one of you and one of your retinue must have some sort of connection to it all. I imagine it's the one who's not with you currently. And as you look around, it probably has dawned upon you, at least at some point, that Captain Fargus Flintlock is not among you.
And how would you know our illustrious captain, Mr. Woolsworth?
Your captain arrived here momentarily before you did. He was far less accepting of his situation, and he is, how should I say, restrained right now. His conduct was unbecoming, and I fear if I let him continue any longer, he would have wound up doing more harm than good, both to this world and to himself. Your captain is fine for the moment, but in order for me to save him, I need you to do me a bit of a favor, if you would.
Okay, me want help, Cappy.
So how would he have harmed this world?
Your captain possessed a certain artifact that did not belong from the world you came from. Such artifacts are not easily found, and once lost to this world, they tend to find their way back, whether willingly or not. I imagine the transfer of energy, compounded with the fact that your captain happened to be in touch with this artifact, means that he reacted rather adversely to the situation. Quite honestly, the fact that your captain still breathes is astounding to me. Quite remarkable, really.
What is it you want us to do?
Ah, yes. Well, you see, I am merely half the puzzle. Quite frankly, I would love to free your captain and send you about your merry way, but I am missing a part of me, as it were. A certain glass, a certain brandy glass.
Okay.
Yardley's eyes are going to kind of perk up a little bit. Brandy, you say?
Yes, sir. Finely aged from a cask barrel of my family's own design.
Would I know about this at all?
What are you hoping to know?
Just like anything about the brandy. Not necessarily like the whereabouts of the glass or anything, but like if Yardley would be familiar with any like Woolsworth branded some sort of brandy or something.
Go ahead and roll let's call it a history check.
That's a 10.
10? Yeah, so you're a, gentleman in his, I imagine, like, maybe early to mid 40s. You know, you've been around the block for a little while. You've got a taste for some harder, more refined alcoholic beverages. Woolsworth brand liquor is not super popular from your neck of the woods. I think it's Faerun D&D's world. You've heard the tell of some sort of like up and coming distillery though that might have bared the Woolsworth moniker at some point. But you don't recall it being quite as you don't recall it having caught on very well. But again, if what this butler is saying is true, you know, this world probably goes crazy for it.
Well, I am bound to uphold the gentleman's creed, and I think it would behoove us all to help you out in any way that we possibly can. No funny business, though. Even as a gentleman, you should be aware of that.
No funny business at all, good sir. I'll tell you, a peculiar little girl ran away with my glass. She's got a penchant for mischief, but she's got a good heart. I just... And you can tell he's kind of holding something back a little bit there and goes, family business, I won't bore you with the details, but this little girl happens to be running around here somewhere, and I've got a funny feeling based on the amount of trouble that's been caused quite rapidly around Funksalot. I imagine if you get to the heart of what's troubling our Sir Funksalot, you'll get to the heart of your matter of finding your captain and finding your way home.
Where do we begin?
In 1 day's time, precisely 24 hours from this moment, in fact, this town will be beset upon by the largest scale assaults this village has ever seen. Sir Funksalot will be requiring your help from guidance from me, of course, to enlist you all in his quest to rid the village of this scourge. I imagine if you solve this problem in whatever way you deem fit, we'll find a way to resolve the issue of your missing captain and your missing bearings as well.
That sounds like not airplane mode. Even though we have Wi-Fi here finally, so if you're on airplane mode, you can leave Wi-Fi on and have airplane mode on.
That's canon. All that.
Okay.
Someone grabbed the hammer and Gunkwog was talking about that.
Yeah, so...
Let's help him. If he tries to double cross him, we'll find the captain and destroy this world.
Yeah, we'll just kill him, I guess. Okay.
And you guys notice that Gunkbog hasn't contributed to the conversation because he is like 10 yards away, taking his gigantic cock and smacking Sir Funkalot with it while he's frozen in time.
Oh my god, he's mollywopping. He's gonna look up like Gunkbog. We oh lord, and he's gonna try to be like Gunkbog. You need to hold yourself accountable.
I don't know what that means.
You need to stop.
Why? It's fine.
This is irresponsible use of time stoppage, Gunkbog.
If the time stopped, then how are we irresponsible with it?
Now let me regale you with a story, Gunkbog.
Okay.
Now when I was young, my daddy used to play pranks on me. He was a master mage.
Gunkbog had a daddy too.
I bet I'm your daddy now, Gunkbog. But Gunkbog had a. But he's gonna be like, Yarly.
Oh shit! Hold on, DJ Skinny Penis isn't here to cut us off.
No,
I'm not cutting you off.
so
I'm here for all of this.
like my dad used to play pranks on me. He used to stop time, and you know, the more I think about it now, the more I think about it. It was a pretty rough upbringing. But he'd stop time and then he'd whip me. He'd whip me pretty good, and I'd wake and I'd come to again, and one second. I was just fine, minding my own business, picking flowers for my lovely mama, rest her soul. Next minute, I would be red as a tomato.
What's a tomato?
Well, you see, is a fruit.
That what my bubba call me.
Oh, what a great bubba he is, isn't he?
No.
No, he sounds pretty good, Gunkbog.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you think about it, when my daddy used to hit me occasionally with those sticks, imagine what you're hitting Sir Funksalot with, and the second we come out of time, imagine all that being multiplied at once.
I don't know how to multiply.
You don't have to know how to multiply, but when Gunkbog has big stick and his little man with big stick,
yeah, you big dick.
he's gonna be flying faster than 7 warthogs, nailing my womp rats with my T16 back home.
Now, viewers, this is a very, very important lesson that you can teach your children about not hitting time stop people with your giant cock.
So
No
Gunkbog,
mushroom stamping while time is stopped.
so Gunkbog, we need to move on, and we gotta stop this invasion.
Okay.
All right, Gunkbog. Well, Woolsworth.
Yes, sir.
Can you please unstop this time right now, and then maybe provide Sir Funks-a-Lot with a pillow to catch himself when he flies 40 feet back against the wall?
He kind of bows humbly and goes, "Very good, sir." And he gets ready to. He brings his hands up to snap his fingers, but then he looks at each one of you and goes, "Best not tell the good Lord Sir Funks-a-Lot about our correspondence here. It would complicate matters, to say the least." He kind of winks at you all, and then he snapped his fingers. Gunkbog, how many times did you smack Sir Funks-a-Lot?
7.
Cool.
I rolled a 7 as well.
I need you to roll 7d6 to see how much bludgeoning damage this man has taken.
3, 4, 6, 11, 23.
Oh, shit.
29. Wait, that's bad math. No, yeah, 29. 31, and one more. 33.
He kills Sir Funks-a-Lot.
All right, so as time unfreezes and the shadows begin to slip away and reform reality, as Sir Funks-a-Lot starts to gain his momentum, you see a brief moment, you hear an explanation of, "Great Skelebonies!" And he just flies back towards the last part of the castle. However, almost... you didn't see him move, but somehow Woolsworth has sort of materialized behind Sir Funks-a-Lot, and as Yardley Quiffin had ordered, he produces a pillow, which proceeds to break his fall into the back wall. So bruised and battered, Sir Funks-a-Lot goes, "Is the damn invasion already started, Butler?" Woolsworth goes, "No, sir." But he kind of leans in and like the anime eye flash with the glass and goes, "But it will soon." He goes, "Oh yeah, hey, you,
Get into my car!
I need y'all to help me defend the kingdom of Funks-a-Lot. If you do, we'll get funky, we'll get high, and we'll have a fucking party. You in or you in?"
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Sounds great, Sir Funks-a-Lot.
Gunkbog smacking his dick against one of the suits of armor.
A man after my own cock. All right. But y'all are going to need assistance if you about to defend Sir Funks-a-Lot. Because no offense, but y'all are just 3 guys. All right? And I can't do it because I'm just broken. So I got to help you guys. So I'm going to get you guys going to hook yourselves hooked up with the platoon. You each got a platoon. You got 3 platoons. All right? So you got to go find them. Can you all roll a d20 to see what kind of platoon you are able to find from Sir Funks-a-Lot's castle?
I'm going to use the
4.
emerald.
5.
19.
Oh my god. All right.
10 babies.
So 4, 5,
Yeah.
19.
19. All right. So, Mock, as you are walking around the castle, it's weird employing like retinues of soldiers in Funks-a-Lot. It has to do with like just who likes you the most. Like they don't care about getting paid. They don't care about your pedigree. You just kind of walk around. If they go fuck you, then you don't work with them. So you're having it must be the fact that you look stronger than everybody in the kingdom. They all kind of shying away from you. But you do find I wrote it and I'm cracking myself up. You find a group of chimpanzees.
Hells yeah. Snoochie Boochums.
You know, they're kind of scratching themselves. They're kind of flinging shit at one another going...
Gunkbog is jealous of he won with his own kind.
So at first you're like put off by the fact that you're about to just request the help of these fucking chimps. But they do seem to be very tough. You kind of I imagine you're like, how you putting these guys through the ringer?
Well, he walks up to him and just kind of shakes his head a little bit and says, "Primates, you want to do some fighting?"
So they all just start like dog piling each other. Like it's just
The chimpanzees scream.
yeah. It's just a torrent of fists and teeth and like shit and blood and sometimes shitty blood and sometimes bloody shit. You're not sure which came first, but they're all sort of like the fact that they're all just like. Most of these guys have taken beatings that most of your club that shall not be named wouldn't dare like.
Probably wouldn't survive.
Then he's going to suggest that they go raid the suits of armor. To have armor.
So as you start giving orders to these chimps,
and chimps in armor.
you hear a voice from behind you go, "Hey, quit sequestering my chimps!" And then, yeah, you might have to. I'm about to clip the shit out of this.
No, I turned it down where it won't.
Oh yeah.
So from behind you appears this kind of gangly looking chimp. He's got kind of a caved in chest. He's wearing some spectacles, and he goes. And he's got like 6 guitars strapped to his back. He goes, "My name is Minstrel Willie, and you talking to my chimp crew without me present? You must be on crack cocaine. I'm Minstrel Willie." And he like spits into a spittoon that you weren't sure was there before, but there is now.
Mock replies, "You must be adopted."
Minstrel Willie. Do you want to die?
"That's Minstrel Willie to you. Hot put ding." And he actually says hot put before he says spits into the bowl.
Okay, Mr. Willie. Do you want to die?
Make a persuasion check.
It was just a question. Oh, okay.
Oh, now it turned into a threat.
17.
DJ Willie, not DJ Willie, fuck. Minstrel Willie. Minstrel Willie strokes his chin a little bit and goes,
He doesn't do that.
He sniffs his wrist a little bit.
looks at you and goes, I've only died twice in my life, son.
Right. Well, this will be a third time if you don't fight, because apparently there's some kind of invasion. So I'm just getting these primates here to borrow some armor.
You mean my chimps?
Your chimps, chump.
Okay. So you now have the employ of Minstrel Willie's chumpy chimps in your retinue. All right. So AR you rolled a 5.
I did.
All right.
They're all just chimps.
No, that was the only chimp. So you fared a little bit better than your friend Mock. As you are walking,
Probably based on the size of my hog.
yeah.
Better than chimps.
Most people actually mistake you for Sir Funks-a-Lot before they, get closer to realize that you're green. It seems like they recognize people by like the size of their package. It's a very fucking weird world you stumbled into. So once they realize like you're not Sir Funks-a-Lot, they kind of like back away and they're not really sure what to do. But one group manages to catch your attention. It's a little band of elves, right? But these elves are very interesting. They're not behaving like any sort of normal elves you've seen before. They behave a lot like you Gunkbog.
Like pansy ass motherfuckers.
They're dumb.
Yeah, they're walking around like they're idiots. They're just like,
Hey, get off my lawn! No, get off me, stupid me! Get off me!
and they start like going into like they're trying to like do the chimp thing, but as they're like kind of like as they're like starting to fight each other, it's like noodle arms, right? They're not really doing any damage. So you see a very world-weary looking elf, a little world-weary, little disheveled, little tired, but he seems far more capable than his compatriots that are there. He's like, yeah, what's up?
Hello.
Oh, God, another one. You're going to fit right in.
Yeah. Hold this, please. You're going to stick the hammer out.
He looks at it, and then he looks at you, and then he looks at it. He's like, we're not Braun boys. Like, these idiots think they're Braun boys, but we're not Braun boys.
Oh, the hammer piece. Not my dick, the actual hammer. Gunkbog's warhammer.
Yeah, so he's gonna, like, look the hammer up and down, and he's like, dude, my int's already 24. Like, I don't need to touch that thing.
Okay. Well, I was trying to have a normal conversation with him, but Gunkbog's gonna go over to the rest of the elves, and he's gonna be like, "Hey!" And he's just gonna he's gonna whip his dick around like the last cartoon lassos, and he's just gonna go for the classic Pokemon tail whip thing.
All right.
Front tail whip.
I'm not. You don't even have to roll for that. Like I said, these guys, they're all bark and no bite. You clip all of them with your like wide berth dick, and they're just like they're like, oh, you see that guy? You see that guy? And so they start like literally just bowing at your feet. So you have sequestered the aid of Beatmaster Country Boy and his band of brawny elves.
Oh my God.
Who are a lot smarter than they act. Now, I forgot your character's name. Yardley. Now, Yardley Quiffin with a 19. You are your eloquence when in dealing with Sir Funks-a-Lot has captured the eyes of like the entire castle. Right, you're the talk of the town. So you are able to like pick and choose from the cream of the crop. You're disappointed to find that most of these guys are far less capable than just like Mock's pinky finger, let alone like the three of you put together. But Sir Funks-a-Lot seems insistent that you roll with one. So out of these losers, you find a troop of eloquently clad paladins. They're armed to the teeth. They've got state-of-the-art equipment. And as you see them, you're at first relieved. You're like, oh, thank God, I got a whole, actually got some. But as you start to like, pat yourself on the back, you realize that these paladins aren't like training or honing their bodies. They are trying to knock down a particular hanging artifact down with their swords. At first you think it's just a piñata, but upon closer inspection you like kind of facepalm as you realize that this is in fact a poon yada.
Oh my God.
Hey, look at this, we about to bust this poon yada.
And the other guy looks over, I bet there's lots of cherries in there. So as you look around, you see a peculiar man of the cloth who is sort of like holding the puñata up in the air. He's kind of running. It's like, hey, gotcha. This is your platoon. You are now you have employed Friar Mark and his raunchy paladins. Have you any words to say to Friar Mark?
Yardley's gonna sit for a second. He's gonna kind of look and be like, oh boy, I hope the boys fared better than I did. He's gonna be like, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. He's gonna look and be like, hey everybody.
They kind of look over. Hey, you want to take a swing at the puñata?
Well, you know what? I would rather not regale everyone with my tales of swinging poon and slinging back in the day. But for right now, let's put that away so we can talk about a game plan about some sort of invasion happening soon.
All right. So excellent. So you all have your platoons in line. So you now have the rest of the day to sort of walk around the town of Funks-a-Lot and kind of get your bearings. Your goal is to stop some sort of invasion. You don't know like there's a whole lot of stuff you don't know right now. All you know is that you have the rest of the you've got the rest of the day to prepare, gather information. You can order your platoons around to do stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff you can do around the town. So I'll go ahead and talk to you about what the town looks like. So you've got the castle that's sort of nestled in the western portion of the town. Next to the castle and closest to the most convenient exit is the gift shop. As you head more towards the northern end of town, you get to the town church, the pizzeria. That's where Friar Mark conducts his business. Just east of the pizzeria, you've got Big Boy D's Worldly Mercs. You're told you can employ some mercenaries there for a cost. The townsfolk don't seem to like recognize this building, but you guys can see it clear as day. It's a building that's just covered in dust and like lint. The townsfolk don't seem to like even know it's there, so that's very bizarre to you. There's another building that just has a couple of ape arms and a Y of the YMCA motion. That's called Ain't Monkeying Around. You imagine that your platoon captain has something to do with that building. You have the local watering hole, which is called the Cozy Nut. Just west of the Cozy Nut lies an unassuming house. It's just an unassuming house. There's probably nothing there of any value. Just south of the unassuming house is BMC's Beatery. Your platoon leader has probably got something to do with that. And then just south of the town is weirdly enough a sort of a beach dam situation. You're not really sure how that architecturally works, but like it's like a beach, but it's surrounded by like two southern walls, and there is a peculiar banana-shaped boat floating in the background. All of townsfolk know about that boat is it is called the Poop Deck. You each have 2 actions that you can perform before you run out of time for the day. So you're not going to have time to visit absolutely everything in Funks-a-Lot, but you will have 2 actions to visit whatever an action constitutes you go to one of these particular locales. You can gather information, you can procure some supplies, you can get more we already said procure information. Whatever you feel you're going to be doing, you can like reinforce the town. Whatever you think is going to help you best prepare for whatever's coming. You've got 2 actions to do that with, and once each of you have spent your 2 actions going to one of these locales, the day ends and we proceed to the final phase of the evening.
Boys, how did you fare on your little reinforcements excursion?
Well, pretty well, actually. I have a highly trained platoon of soldiers that's ready to wage guerrilla warfare.
I can't wait to see, Mark. I'm excited.
Gunkbog walks up and go, "My boys are pretty stupid."
Well, Gunkbog, you sure can't snuff them out, can't you?
No.
Bless your heart.
Okay.
I don't think I fared as well. They seem to be very capable paladins, but they have a very one-track mind.
About what?
Well,
Watching Yardley try to like say this in a politically correct manner.
Mark, they're talking about poon. There's no other way. I can't sugarcoat that. They're talking about smacking poon with sticks on a tree.
Well, that's perfect. If we get invaded by a bunch of females, they'll be just fine.
They'll repel them just enough.
Yes.
Talking about their lifted carriages and their.
They will run away screaming.
Oh, they will. Yes, they will.
You fared fairly well, maybe.
Unless one of their names is Courtney.
Oh man,
IRL callback. Ooh, I don't know that reference.
it was funny.
We'll have to on the break. We'll have to get that one.
So Yardley would like. So does ordering his men around, does that take an action?
No, you can order your men around for free. Keep in mind that whatever, depending on the task that you're asking them to do, that could take them all day, or it could be something very simple for them to accomplish.
Great. Gentlemen,
Yep.
I need something from all of you to help me out with this invasion. I need you to take a look at the defenses around the town and see what we can bolster.
Now about offenses, do you mean how well we can block people from getting into our shit?
If it comes to that, maybe as a last resort. But if not, we need to see how well this town is defended, whether it be with catapults, trebuchets, bows, arrows, birth control, whatever it may be.
String beans.
As soon as you say birth control, you hear everyone go,
Huh?
But gentlemen, this is very important that we figure out the defenses of this town so that way we can form a game plan for how we're going to attack. And while you're doing that, I need to go check some of the stuff out.
all right. So they've heard your orders, and they are going to they're going to start marching off. You hear them all go as they they're trying to outdo one another with the laugh. So they are going to go observe defenses.
And you hear the weird one in the back out.
can't do it.
And Yardley is going to go check out the unassuming building.
Okay, so Yardley is going to the unassuming building. What do you guys want to do?
Gunkbog has a plan. He's gonna.
You can probably. You can
I
probably.
was gonna say we
If
should
you want
be
to,
worried.
you can probably like your elf retinue. You can probably sequester one of them into like holding on to your hammer if
Okay.
you want to like go smart bog.
Okay, so Gunkbog's gonna look at the dumbest looking one of them. Say, "You, hold this."
Damn, dumber than look.
And he's gonna like grab it. And he's
Okay.
like, "Whoa! I have become suddenly more erudite. I have purpose."
Wonderful. Okay, so here is the plan, gentlemen. You shall leave my presence. You shall follow the other retinue out to the borders of the town, and you shall dig holes.
What, pray tell, should we find in this hole, good sir?
Well, hopefully not yellow-spotted lizards.
Are we looking for anything in particular, or are we just digging holes?
You are reinforcing the town, good sir. You're creating foxholes, you're creating hazards for those who wish to gain entrance to our humble abode.
Because that worked so well last time.
Oh, so you wish us to dig holes to make foxholes to defend the town from in case they come? Do you have a specific place in town in mind, or would you like us just to dig holes willy-nilly?
I would prefer that you...
Willy-nilly?
I do believe he is
Willy?
the...
Willy?
Too much intelligence. He's gonna explode.
I believe willy-nilly is the...
This town has quite a few willies, wouldn't you agree?
I would.
Sir Foxalot has quite a sizable willy, if I do say so myself.
Mine is nothing to laugh at either.
Oh, I should say so. I would call your willy Willy Free Willy, because it's for 3. But I would pay money. Feel free, Willy.
Gunkbog's gonna wrap the conversation back around and say, I would prefer that you dig holes near the conveniently located gift shop, so as both to block your kinsfolk from spending the money where they don't need to, and to prevent those gaining access that should not.
Very good, sir. And BBD kind of looks over at you and is sort of in awe of your all of a sudden like smart demeanor. He's like, "You're all right, man. You're all right." So he's gonna take his brawny elves, and they're gonna go dig some holes.
Before BMC and his retinue leave, I'm gonna go up behind him and I'm gonna give him a big bear hug from the back. Say, "You're my friend now, even though you thought I was stupid."
He's disturbed, but he ultimately succumbs to it, and you become lifelong friends. And they go off to dig their holes.
All right, now Gunkbog wants to go to the house made of lint.
You want to go to the Dusty House. All right. And Mock.
Oh, no. I know who lives in the house.
You know exactly who lives in the house.
I know who lives in the house.
He's gonna
You're not ready.
have Mr. Willie take the chimps and find whatever they can to arm themselves, so that they can wage guerrilla warfare.
Wouldn't it be chimpanzee warfare?
So, like, are you telling us we gotta go to BMC's beatery and get us some arms? Because my chimps got arms. Some might say we got 4 arms because they feet is hands. That's 4 hands?
4 arms.
Whatever you can do to wage war silently and from the shadows.
What?
And if it requires cutting out your vocal cords, we can arrange that too.
All right, so they are going to go prepare. I'm going to spell it GORILLA for guerrilla warfare. All right.
Gonna
So
go
what-
eat a bunch of fiber.
all right. So what's Mock going to do?
Well, since he's a sailor, he's going to go check out the poop deck.
You know, check out the poop deck. All right. So you've given your platoon some pretty heavy tasks to perform, but you're pretty confident that they are well thought out. That's probably it's a good use of their time. You're pretty confident this is going to yield in some pretty significant results in your favor. So really good job ordering your platoons around. We will start with the Unassuming House with Yardley Quiffin. Yardley, as you approach the Unassuming House, it rests very close to the castle, so it's not a very long walk for you. As you approach, you almost miss this unassuming house, right? You only notice it because you the villagers have kept talking to you about how unassuming it is, how completely uninteresting and worthless this architecture is. But yet everyone seems to know it's there. Modest architecture, made out of it's got a simple wooden frame. It's built on a slab foundation. Roof's in okay shape. You've seen roofs in better shape, but it's not like dilapidated or anything. What's your goal with the Unassuming House?
I'm gonna go in it.
Okay. As you walk into the Unassuming House, it appears to be well lived in. Furniture is nice and homey. There's a lit candle in the center of the room. You're looking around, you see, doodads, trinkets all over the place. It's a one-story house. As you look farther in, you can see the kitchen is within eyeshot. It veers off to the left to what you assume is probably the bedroom, because that's the only other room in the house. You don't sense that anybody's home.
I'm gonna blow the candle out.
Okay. How does Yardley blow the candle out?
He's going to walk up to it, and he's going to hold it up, bring it kind of close. Going to kind of look at it for a second. He's going to put it down, and then he's going to cast Thunderclap.
Okay. Do you have a target in mind, or are you just casting Thunderclap?
Casting Thunderclap in the house. He doesn't trust it in there. It's too unassuming.
Okay. What does Thunderclap do again?
I believe it's within... Let me get my shit up. Wow, this app sucks for any spells whatsoever. Mock, can you help me out?
Maybe.
Oh, I could also do that.
I've got an app. It's called Abadep.
It's not in here.
If it's not in mine, we're just going to make up what it does.
I think it's going to be in...
It's like, I think you roll a D. It's based on your level. If you're casting at level 1, I think it's a D6.
It's a cantrip.
All right. Thunderclap. There it is.
You've been thunderclapped.
You create a thunderous sound which can be heard 100 feet away. You create a burst of thunderous sound. You think someone in audio would come closer to the microphone. Which can be heard 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must make a con saving throw or take another 1d6 thunder damage.
We should be 2d6.
All right. So there's not another creature within 100 feet. But the collateral damage to this unassuming house cannot be understated, right? Where there was once a roof above your head, there is merely wreckage. Where there were once facades on either side of you, as you look to the east, you can see the Cozy Nut bustling with activity. As you look to the left, you can see Sir Funkelot's castle standing with all of its phallic grandeur. But as you kind of look around and you're like, well, damn, this was a wasted venture. As you proceed to leave through the door, however, you see a figure standing before you that is not quite corporeal in appearance. They glow with an emerald sort of translucent hue. This is a figure from your past whom you have great regrets over. Who are you looking at right now?
His father, Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Quiffen.
God, I know who I want to look at, but I can't because he's dead.
Oh God,
But
I wasn't even thinking about that.
But I have to. Who? Ah, man. Ah, man. Or this is tough. All right, I'm gonna roll.
Go with your gut.
If I get a 1 to 5, it's gonna be big sad. If I get a 6 to 10, it'll be who I played in your campaign.
Oh shit.
And then if I get an 11 to 20, it'll be a surprise. All right. I'm looking at Mizell Keen.
All right. So you are staring into the eyes of Mizell Keen, one of the one of the sea elves from the illustrious Keen family line. Also a noted gentleman. One whom you've probably heard tales of, whether you've looked up to him, whether you've reviled him, whether you've been sort of indifferent towards him. I can't really speak for Yardley on that matter, but what you do know is that Mizell Keen was an influential, if not divisive figure within the gentleman. He stands before you right now. You can't really determine the intent from his demeanor. He seems to just be staring into you.
Yarley's gonna take his hat off, and as he takes it off, like the hat shrinks down to a regular size, he's gonna kind of bow and be like, Mr. Keen, I've heard great stories about you. I've heard great stories about your great bow skills, especially when your team needed you most. Excuse me, I had to burp. I did not mean to destroy this abode, only to make clear what I've been missing.
Mizell sort of removes his own fisherman's hat from his head, kind of looks at it and looks at yours and goes, I know you don't shrink your hat for just anybody, Mr. Quiffen.
No, I do not, especially not in the presence of some gentlemen. They've lost their way, but you have not.
And what of you, Mr. Quiffen? Your emerald does not glow with the spark of an active member.
I'm still trying to make my way back in. You see, I've fallen on some hard times, and I could not repay my debt to the gentleman like I needed to, but hopefully soon, after all this gets done in Saltmarsh, I may seek to gain re-entrance in favor with the gentleman.
You seek to create by sowing this destruction, Mr. Quiffen? And he indicates at the house that you've just destroyed.
He's going to put his head down for a second. It's like, I do admit it seemed to be a little bit better built than I thought it was. And that was my mistake. And he's going to start writing an IOU in his little pen and paper that he has.
Yeah, so Mizell's going to kind of look around and nod his head and goes, I suppose this is a nod of your world. What attachment would you have to it? He kind of puts his hat back on and goes, well, I wish you luck in finding your way. And he kind of looks over and goes, before you go, check the cupboard. And then he dissipates.
Yarlow's going to go find the cupboard. I assume it's destroyed.
Yeah, so you make your way. He didn't really give you any clear information on where the cupboard was specifically. You sort of make your way around what's left of the house. As you sort of make your way over towards where the bedroom was, you see a pretty ornately crafted cupboard. How are you like just opening it?
I'm
You
going to
should look for a key on the ground and then smash it with your mace.
I'm going to cast Thunderclap again.
I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Boom. No, this time I am going to just see if I can open it. Just open up the cabinet, see if I can like knock on it a couple times, and then.
Okay. You knock on the cabinet knocks back.
I'm going to knock a rhythm into the cabinet.
You hear a slight little giggle coming from beneath the cabinet, but it doesn't knock back.
I'm going to try and move the cabinet.
It's a little heavier than what it looks like. It seems like the weight is sort of shifting as you're moving it.
I'm going to put my ear up to the cabinet and say, knock, knock.
You hear a small voice come from inside the cupboard and goes, who's there?
Smell mop.
There's a long silence, and then there's a little laughter. She's like, you're funny, Thunder Man.
Well, I do try to be funny in my spare time, but my main thing is being the great Yardley Quiffen, who I have the pleasure of speaking to.
There's a bit more of an uncomfortable silence. After what's probably at least 10 to 15 uncomfortable seconds, the voice answers back, I can't tell you.
What can you tell me then?
There's another pause, and the voice goes, "Turn around, please."
He's going to turn around, and then he's going to go beep boop.
So as you're turned around, you hear the cupboard open from behind you. Do you turn back around?
I'm going to put my hands over my face and then turn back around.
The cupboard quickly closes, and then there's nothing.
He's going to turn around again.
So your back is to the cupboard again?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I'm going to try and open the cupboard.
So as you turn around to face the cupboard, your eye is immediately caught to a peculiar glass sitting atop of the cupboard. Somebody of less refined tastes would have to take this to somebody or have it checked, but someone of your taste knows that this is a very fine crystal crafted brandy glass.
I'm going to pocket the brandy glass.
You have a brandy glass in your possession.
Smash it.
We will now go to Gunkbog, who is heading towards the Dusty Shack. As you approach the Dusty Shack, it is every bit... It's basically what it says on the tin. It's just a giant shack that's covered in dust.
Gunkbog's gonna knock on the door.
You go to knock on the door, but as you go to hit the door, there's actually no door. It's just a really thick layer of dust. Your fist just kind of punches through a giant thick layer of lint that's gathered up here. Oi! Who's knocking on me door, eh?
Me name Gunkbog.
Gunkbog? They ought to call you Stunkbog. I could smell you before I saw you, eh?
And this tottery old lady kind of toddles forth, staggering a little bit. You can't tell if she's drunk or just has a hard time walking. But
Gunkbog
she's just
wouldn't know anyways.
covered head to toe in just dust.
Oh, no.
She looks at you, goes,
What can I do for you then, love?
Oh
Hey.
no. Oh no, your house look funny.
Your house looks funny, eh?
How you know what my house look like?
You're all right, mate, eh? Would you fancy a cup of tea, eh?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I ain't got none, so it doesn't matter, eh?
Okay.
She goes to sit on a couch that's sort of nestled in what you think is her living room, but it's just more dust. So when she goes to sit down, she falls through and busts her ass.
You're funny.
Oi, mate, this hurts real bad, it does, love. Help an old daughter and conjure up, would you?
Okay, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna have her grab my hammer.
All right.
Pull her up with my hammer.
So as she grabs her hammer, the dust just
There's nobody there.
the intelligence on the intelligence has just granted her knowledge of hygiene and cleanliness that she had never had before, and goes,
Oi there, puppet. I know things now.
Well, I know things as well, young lady.
Oh, flattery'll get you everywhere with old Dusty Clare now, won't it?
Now, might I ask you what you're doing here?
Oh, I've been asking the same thing myself for years, love. Most folks around here say I don't even exist, so I ain't even got the hair of a visitor, let alone the harsh word. See, legend has it that one day, something the friar said, the good old friar down at the pizzeria. Some say he was talking about what he was declaring. He said, Friar Mark does declare. Some poor bloke what heard it thought he said Dusty Clare. Everyone said, nah, that ain't Dusty Clare. He said does declare. But I knows he said Dusty Clare. And you know why, Poppet?
I'm thoroughly lost, but continue.
Because Dusty Clare's standing right before you, love.
And Dusty Clare, what per se is your particular mode of existence?
You talking about... You come into a lady's house and ask her about her mode of existence without a proper offer in there, love. What you got for old Dusty Clare's coffers, eh?
Gunkbog has...
Got a big old cock to shove in your coffer.
Gunkbog has a gigantic penis.
I've seen bigger.
So my inventory says I have a trophy. I don't know what that is, but it's from my Outlander
Participation trophy.
Here's my karate trophy.
background. Gunkbog was in a chess tournament when he was younger. He came in last.
Everybody gets a trophy in today's day and age.
So what are you going to do with this trophy?
I'm going to give it to her as an offering.
What are you hoping to get in return?
I don't know. She
Sex.
said, come in my house without an offering.
I guess we'll call that a roll of persuasion.
I thought you were about to roll a brownie brittle for a minute.
I got
Gunkbug wrote a chunk of chips.
I got
3 chocolate chips and
3 chips.
That sounds about right.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
I got persuasion for days, boys. That's 15.
It's pretty good. So Dusty Claire kind of takes a look. Dusty Claire. Taylor was so mad. I can't wait for him to listen to this podcast.
Fuck, I knew where that was. Oh my god.
I knew you knew. So Dusty Claire takes a look at. Can't even say it. At this trophy, and you feel you think you see her tear up a little bit. And goes, Dusty Claire ain't never won no trophy, love. No one ever thought Dusty Claire was good enough to win nothing, let alone anything.
Well, it appears that you have won the trophy for the most interestingly constructed house in town.
Oh, this ain't no house, Bobbit. Look around you. It's just a collection of me own dust and lint.
Are you saying a strong breeze could blow this place away?
Love, I've had weaker breezes blow down lots of weaker things, mate. I don't know what that means, love. My newfound intelligence has me brain all muddled. But I can't let you leave here empty-handed now. You took time to see old Dusty Claire when the rest of the world thought she didn't exist. I'll take your trophy, love, and I'll exchange it with one of me prized possessions. She reaches into her now immaculately cleaned pocket, pressed as well, and pulls out a card. And she hands it to you.
Okay. Well, Gunkbog's going to, not thinking about it, reach out for it with the hammer hand, therefore taking the hammer out of her hand.
So as soon as you take the card from her, Dusty Claire and the entire house it's just a big pile of dust where there used to be like foundation and a weird old woman. But the card still remains.
Gunkbog's going to look at the card.
So as you look at the front of the card, it's stark white, almost like it's like a finely aged pearl. As you turn it around, you notice on the back is a much more contrasting onyx. The card is a lot heavier than it looks. It doesn't appear to be made out of any sort of like cardstock or paper material. It appears to be made out of some sort of like stone almost. It's very cold to the touch, but it's not like it's not getting warmer the more you hold it. It seems to be holding its temperature.
Interesting. Can I do an Arcana check on this?
Yeah.
That's a 17.
17, yeah. So this card is definitely holding some sort of magic. It's chaotic in nature, but you can't tell if that's like you can't glean any other sort of alignment from that. You feel like this card has a lot of great power, but it's being held together just so. You're not getting the sense you can use this guy more than once.
Okay, Gunkbog's going to put it in the little nook on his hammer.
Okay.
That's where he puts things.
Cool. So you've got a card in your hammer now.
Gonna throw my cock over my shoulder, and then again, and then again, and get moving.
Cool. So you have in your possession a chaos card. You're not really sure, you can't really glean what this card does, but with a 17 on your Arcana check, you know that throwing it at something will break this stone barrier that's sort of like blocking in the magic, and then that's what's going to do its thing. And then we'll get to Mock at the poop deck.
I'm so excited.
So the poop deck is it's a banana-shaped boat that's just floating out in the middle of this coastline that's sort of leaking into the city. It's a very weird situation that's got going on over here. How are you getting to the poop deck?
I'm going to try and find a boat.
Okay. So weirdly enough, there's not really a port in this town. The closest thing you've got is BMC's beatery, but you know that BMC's beatery focuses more on like arming the local soldiers, arming the militia. They don't really deal in like they don't really deal in like maritime transport. As you start to look around the coastline, however, you see a couple of boats that are a couple of little like banana skin looking canoes that are sort of that look like they've been used by people who have come to shore from the poop deck.
Well, is the water dirty?
Not particularly. I mean, it's not pristine clean. There's definitely like a light shade of brown in there. You're not sure whether that's from like pollution or just from like minerals
From poop.
So could I levitate there? If I have this armor, they can't get dirty?
Jesus.
Okay, that's actually a fair physics question.
right.
Does it react like a flotation device?
Exactly. If not, I'll just take one of the canoes. Stump the GM time.
This is like
Or DM.
Jesus Christ, my brain is doing gymnastics right now. Fuck it, yeah. So
I'm walking on water with my hands out.
you have an interesting theoretical physics question as you take your undirtyable armor into this quite dirty water. Apparently, the water starts doing gymnastics with his brain too, because you are literally just kind of whisked away off to this poop deck. You're not sure if it's the physics of this world or just the GM at a loss for like how to solve this problem. But you make it. You arrive to the front shaft of the poop deck, and you hear a voice from over. Yarg! Who dares be trying to board the poop deck?
Just a fellow sailor.
Arg, a feller sailor, you say? There be no sailor finer than the old Admiral Peckercock. What makes you think you've got the right to mess with me, laddie?
You want to fight for it?
Yarg, you're a man after me own bleeding heart. Hop aboard!
And you see a ladder made purely of banana skin peel off into the water, beckoning you to climb.
All right. Mock climbs to the top of the deck.
Excellent. Make a dexterity save as you climb this banana skin ladder.
I was gonna say it's not an athletics check with a disadvantage.
Only if there's a blue show.
17.
Yeah. So you look at this ladder and like you're not stupid. It's like the ladder's made out of fucking banana skin. Like if I try to climb this, it's gonna fucking break. Like, so instead of using the ladder, you start digging your way into the boat's like hull. And it's a banana skin, right? So it's like it's like pliable. So you're like making your own rock climbing rocks as you're climbing up. So you hop aboard the poop deck, and the captain stands before you, and he's this big hulking kind of tunky guy, got kind of a beard gut and a full like Santa Claus beard. He looks at you with his arms crossed and goes,
Arg, only a true sailor would know never to climb a banana skin ladder.
he extends a hand to you to shake it, and it's just a hook, and he goes,
Whoops, wrong hand, laddie.
and he puts his hook hand away and brings out his other hand. It's also a hook. And he goes to shake your hand and goes,
Welcome aboard the poop deck.
Mock shakes his hook.
so as you shake his hook, you realize the hook is actually kind of sharp, and it kind of pokes your hand. Your hand is going to take 3 damage. The captain kind of laughs at you and goes,
Yarg, only a true sailor would know never to shake a captain's hook hand, for it's sharp. You must not be as big a sailor as your Admiral Peckercock, are ye?
You do that again and I'll kill you.
Ooh, big words from a first mate.
All right. I know how we can settle this. Let's play a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Ooh, now I love.
so the captain like is about ready to like go in on you on that, but then he looks at you and goes,
Arg, that will be a good one, matey. We'll call this one a draw. 1 for the banana boat, 1 for the handshake. Now we be even, Steven, see?
I gotta hand it to you. That was a good one.
He's got puns too, but that's not enough to win over the old Captain Peckercock.
So, what are you doing?
He's demoted himself from admiral to captain.
Wherever there be pirates, there be conflict. And wherever there be conflict, there be pirates. Savvy?
So, speaking about conflict, do you know anything about an invasion?
Arg, I've heard it in the wind, laddie. Come to collect me booty, too. Whether from the victor or the victees, savvy? We pirates don't care who be doing the winning as long as we can be doing the looting, and the bootin', and the scootin'. Savvy?
Well, that sounds like a good idea. If you could tell me a little bit about this invasion, maybe I could help you collect some loot.
Ooh, roll persuasion, please.
Meh. 12.
Captain kind of crosses his hands a little bit and kind of mulls it over and goes,
I like what you're thinking, laddie, but, seeing as we're tied for who be the best sailor, there be no sport in doing it just, tit for tat. How about we make it more interesting?
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking a contest only the shantiest of sea dogs be able to attest to. Beat me in me little game fair and square, and I'll be giving you all the information and assistance you can handle. But if you lose, there might be something less in it for you. I might be disinclined to acquiesce your request.
Well, it's not really fair if it's your game.
So you're backing out?
I never said that. What's your game?
and there's a montage of like all the merry men coming out. There's a big musical number.
Big Nick's there for some reason.
Big Nick's there for some reason. Yeah. And you are met after a long montage, probably a sea shanty, like can kind of deal. You are now sitting behind a table with Admiral Peckercock and two other pirates. What are his first mate and his second mate's names?
Potassium the Cruel.
You are Potassium the Cruel.
Ooh, you put me on the spot. Shit.
And shit,
Fuck.
Shit, fuck.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Coconut the Gunner.
All right, so we have Potassium the Cruel, Coconut the Gunner, Admiral Peckercock, and Mock.
Mock
Boys.
Smith.
Mock Smith, that's Mr. Mock to you.
So we are about to enter a banana eating contest. We call it the Banana Slamma here on the poop deck.
Oh my fucking god.
So, how the eating contest works. You each have a constitution score. You're going to use your character's constitution scores. We're going to use the captain's constitution scores. We are going to be eating bananas. Whenever your banana eating score reaches your constitution score, you lose. You are full. We will roll a D4, and that will incrementally add up. Once you get to your constitution score, you are out. You have lost the competition. There are a couple of things you can do. You can choose to belch at any point during the competition. You can only belch once, but after you belch, you lose 4 from your eating counter. You can also choose to... what's the other thing you choose to do?
Mama bird.
Yeah, you can also choose to hold the food in your face, which means you hold off on rolling for a round, but the next round you have to add 2 to whatever you roll. So you're basically like squirreling it away for the next round. Okay. You can't do that twice in a row. Okay, everybody understand how this works?
Yes.
All right. Check on the captain's constitution score. All right, boys. Ready to have a banana slamma?
I am.
All right, D4s. Let's go.
Fuck.
Ooh.
All right, so Mock,
4.
Admiral, Potassium Cruel, and Coconut Gunner.
Coconut
4.
I just got that. All right, so Coconut Gunner got a 4.
3.
Potassium Cruel got a 3. Admiral got a 2. Mock got a 4. All right, boys. Roll them up.
2. Shit.
2 for Coconut Gun.
2 for potassium.
No, 3 for Coconut Gun.
3 for Coconut Gun. What'd you get, potassium?
2 got potassium, or potassium got 2. 2 got potassium.
We
then
got 6.
2 for Mock.
2 for Mock. Admiral, I keep wanting to call him Captain. Admiral got 1. Admiral is killing the banana slammer. Let's go. Admiral got a 2.
Oh my god, I'm rolling like shit. 3.
Free.
Mock got a 3.
Mock got a free.
2.
All right. Mock, can you roll a perception check?
18.
You sense that Potassium Cruel has a fighting spirit. He is getting really, really into eating these bananas. This is a particularly potent stash. He could probably be convinced to go a little harder on his stash, thus inching you closer to victory.
Go harder. You don't want this pansy-ass Admiral guy to beat you, do you?
Well, funny you mention he's a pansy. He's actually my friend. But I'm gonna try. And then he's gonna do his burp because I can make myself burp on command.
Ooh, okay.
So the only thing he's like, now stand back, and you're gonna hear, and then it's just gonna burp out all that he can.
Can you roll intimidation? Can you roll intimidation with advantage, please, Mock? Because Potassium Cruel.
That sucks, dude.
15.
15. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception. Oh, what is that?
What's your plus or minus?
Wisdom.
Wisdom is 10.
Yeah, so that's gonna do it. So you did activate your belch, but from here on out, you are gonna add 2 to all of your rolls.
Oh my god!
Because you are just stuffing your face at this point. All right, let's go.
I'm going to belch.
Okay, you're gonna belch. That takes 4 off, so you are down to 5.
Where's the coconut gunner at?
Coconut gunner's at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, I'm good for now.
Potassium Cruel belched, so you're also -4, so that puts you down to 3.
All right, I'm up to 7. Wait, I rolled a 4, so I plus 2. Yes, I'm at 9. Just kidding. I have 1 left.
Okay, 9, and you belched, AR.
I'm gonna save it, but I got a 1.
You got a 1. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, so you're at 11. All right. Roll again.
Gonna hold it.
Potassium's about to lose. I lost.
All right.
I'm at
Potassium. How is Potassium Cruel out of the banana slammer?
He's gonna be like, guys, I'm trying to eat these bananas as fast as I can, but I'm not really winning very much. So he's gonna be like, I'll show you all. And he's gonna take a bunch of bananas at the same time and just start shoving them into his mouth. He's like, I don't feel so good. And then before he gets to that, he's just gonna vom up a massive amount of banana and then just die.
All right. So Potassium Cruel is out of the running.
He's dead.
No, that be me best first mate.
Potassium Killer is dead. Wait, what was your name?
Potassium the Cruel.
Potassium Cruel is dead.
Coconut gunner, you better not be firing up these bananas in spurts. New first mate.
What'd you roll?
2.
All right. That puts you up to 13. Mock is sitting at 3, but he's going to have to add 2 to his next roll. Let's go.
4.
Wait, what score was I at? I was
You're at 13 right now.
All right, I wanted to burp.
So 4, 5, 6, put your Mock up to 7. You're going to belch.
Yeah.
That's what puts you to 9. All right. It's getting close.
Now I got a 1. So I'm at 10.
You're at 10.
Yeah. Ooh. And now I'm at 11. I got another 1.
3.
7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so Mock's at 10. Admiral's at 14. And
Coconut Gunner's at 11.
Coconut Gunner is at 11.
What is all your fucking constitutions? Jesus.
13.
16
but his
for
has gotta
Gunkbog.
be, yeah, like huge.
Admiral's looking a little queasy right now, but he's going to go savvy and take himself down to 10.
2.
Puts Mock at 12.
Oh,
I got a 2 as well.
All right, so we're at 10, 12, and 12. All right.
No, I'd be 13.
Oh, you're at 13?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you missed a 1 because I belched and then rolled instead of rolling and then belching. So, but I'm 13.
All right. Admiral is kind of looking a little queasy right now. He's going to look at you and goes, "Arg, what say we call it a draw, matey?"
The Admiral is dead.
You give me what you know, and I'll let you off the hook.
He looks at his hook hands. He looks at you. He goes, "By the skin of me teeth and beard," and he's gonna like squirrel the last of his few bananas away. He's going for broke.
Oh, great.
All right, what are we doing?
Oh, you better roll.
Oh,
really
no,
well.
I can hold it too, right? Yes, because you can't do it twice in a row, but you can.
Correct.
Do it. Okay, cool. I'm going to hold it.
Oh God, what's Coconut gonna do it?
Oh, wait, we can burp twice?
No,
No.
you can only burp once, but you can squirrel it away as many times as you want, as long as it's not in a row.
Okay, we're scrolled away.
Okay, so we all squirreled. So now roll at a 2. Oh my God!
That doesn't matter. I
It's
go
a 6.
over anyways. I got
Everybody dies.
5. Yes, we all go over,
All
right?
right, so you got
No,
a
not
5. All right.
Oh, yeah, 6. I'm over. 19 out of 16.
All right. So, Mock, you just barely pulled out of this one. So, Admiral, I imagine you two are just like not breaking eye contact the entire time, and there's like one little banana like niblet left. Captain goes for it. Admiral goes for it. Mock goes for it. But the Admiral falls over first. And before you fall over, you triumphantly take the last niblet into your mouth before you also pass out. You have beaten the Admiral quite narrowly at his own game.
I was just going to have Muck throw up all over him.
I imagine the cook comes up out of the bottom of the banana boat and goes, "Who wants banana chowder?"
Rum banana.
All right. So the Admiral, after you guys have nursed your banana boat sickness from the illustrious Banana Slamma, he's going to look at you and goes, "Arg, matey, an accord's an accord. What can this old Admiral of Cox do for you?"
So who's invading?
Arg, it's not so much of a who, laddie, as it is a what. I've heard the invasion's gonna be two-pronged, see? There's been a scourge upon the land. He calls himself the Necro-Homie. He's been a scourge in the land for generations. He's like an undead swarm of locusts, as you would. But I heard his attack is only a front. A distraction from the real threat that looms on the horizon. That be the threat I be looking to cater to Keelhaul. I'm afraid I don't have much more information on the true threat, but I can tell you that the Necro-Homie, he don't fight fair, see? He fights like a pirate, dirty, has no sense of code, no sense of honor.
That's okay. I fight to win.
Arg, I fear that what it might be taken for you.
So then, what assistance can you provide?
Arg.
Coconut gun! It fires and sparks!
So having made a tremendous recovery from the 5th annual Banana Slamma, the Coconut Gunner is so excited to show you his stuff. As he reaches down towards the bottom of the poop deck, out from each side of the poop deck, these coconut-themed cannons kind of burst through the banana peels. They kind of peel away, and they shoot out of the side of the banana boat and goes, "Our coconut guns, they fire in spurts, see? If they shoot whatever's gonna be coming over the horizon, you can bet your bananas it's gonna hurt."
We'll make Necro-Homie kill himself!
Well, that's cool. When I signal you, I'm going to have you fire them. I have to figure out a way to signal you, but yes.
Aye, what be the signal we be looking for?
A coconut gun!
Admiral Mock. Seems you've earned the former Admiral's admiration. They ought to call him the Admiralation.
So Coconut Gunner is going to reach in his pocket and he's going to pull out a much smaller coconut cannon
Yeah.
Does this thing explode?
with a slight You have to shoot it to find out.
Okay, I'll shoot it at the coconut gunner.
All right. Coconut gun killed himself.
You seem to be one of the magic-y sorts there, laddie. Do you have any way to produce some sort of light?
Well,
Yeah,
that was it.
watch for a bright red blast.
Arr,
And then hit whatever that targets.
a bright red blast hit whatever it targets. Coconut gunner, you imagine you can handle that?
That was why I was giving him the gun.
That was a dumb reason, though.
The signal, like he's gonna have the signal.
I'd rather watch an orangutan play trombone.
We have a chimpanzee that could do that.
I'm excited.
He's off this week.
All right.
In the Chimp Boys.
So you have acquired the Admiral's Aid. Each one of you has another action we're going to do before we'll go ahead and take our first break of many. Now, do you want to do your last action now, or do you want to take a break now?
I will. We can just fade out with me walking to the cozy nut.
All right. We'll take our first break, and then we'll come right back.
There used to be a fade out, but then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna not fade it out because fade outs are for pussies. But I left one fade out on this record. I couldn't find the beat during this section, so I just played as many notes as I could.
That's all you gotta do.
Oh, by the way, the name of this session, instead of being Salt Marsh or whatever, is Salty McHoss Day, 10/5/20.
So on every October 5th now, we have to come back to Sir Funk-a-Lot. But each of us will DM a
Sir
different time with
Funky-land.
Sir Funk-a-Lot.
Or a different BAN setting.
Oh,
Next one's going to be on fucking Mars
I know where BMC's gonna be,
Jesus.
on a fucking toilet.
bro. You. Oh man.
Filled with
Sitting
poop.
on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet.
Actually,
And flush.
the world is a giant flat rim with different cities on it.
This illustrious flat Earth.
On this giant toilet that floats through space.
Brings a new meaning to rim job.
Oh my! Especially if you work 9 to 5.
My God.
All right. Are we recording?
Yeah.
All right. We're back.
Sir Dick's Dick.
It's not how the song goes.
I'm just going to reverse the whole intro, like everything.
Just reverse the whole podcast.
Please do.
Okay. I don't have time for that.
It's just a Beatles song. When you rewind it. All right.
It's somehow, whenever Coconut Gun's still talking, you still hear, Potassium is dead.
Stupid. All right. So you guys have been oddly productive in this nonsensical new world you found yourself in. You have ordered your platoons to go off and do some pretty sensible tasks. You've destroyed an unassuming house. You've destroyed a house that apparently was never there to begin with. And you befriended a banana pirate man.
With coconut guns.
With coconut guns. The sun is starting to set. Businesses are starting to ring their bells for last call and such. So you each have time to visit one more locale before evening sets, and you must face the conflict of tomorrow. Yardley expressed an interest in looking into the Cozy Nut. Where are Gunkbog and Mock going to go? You can go to the pizzeria. That is the local church, Funk-a-Lot, run by Friar Mark. You have BBD's Worldly Mercs, hiring mercenaries from all over the world. You've got Ain't Monkeying Around. Nobody really knows what the chimps do at Ain't Monkeying Around, but they get it done, whatever it is. Cozy Nut, as we discussed, is the local watering hole. It's the only watering hole. You've got BMC's Beatery, run by the brawny elf boy. And you've got the gift shop close to the entry/exit to the town.
I want to go to all of them, but I'm going to... Gunkbog's going to go... you know what? In true Gunkbog not having anyone holding his hammer fashion, I'm going to go to the gift shop.
All right, so Gunkbog is heading to the gift shop. Yardley is going to the Cozy Nut. Mock.
We're going to go to the church.
All right, the pizzeria. He's not ready for the pizzeria.
I'm not ready for the pizzeria.
I'm so glad Mock decided to go to the pizzeria. It's probably my favorite location.
It's like the pizzeria, and then underneath in smaller text, what you know about our tricolor rotini.
Oh, it is fresh from the farm.
Nothing.
As we will soon. Nothing.
The pizzeria only sells tacos.
On every day besides Tuesday.
Tuesday is closed. Tuesday is a holy day.
All right. So, Yardley, you have entered the Cozy Nut. As its name implies, it is a cozy little nook in the wall. Strewn about the bar are fancily assorted nuts to go with different cashew-themed drinks. The patrons are quite eclectic. There is a large gathering of all sorts of different races, different creeds, different walks of life. What are you hoping to find from the Cozy Nut?
Well, first off, Yardley would like to bust into the nut.
Yardley...
I guess, like, kick it open, but I still see all that, do I?
Yeah, I imagine you have embiggened the door to embiggen your entryway into the Cozy Nut. As you bust quite handily into it, you have come neither too early nor too late, but right on time. The patrons take note of your timely busting and go back to their cozying.
How many of them have had a heart attack already?
Both of them.
Oh, that's bad. I just got the joke. It took me a second.
I'm done interrupting.
That's a dark but quality interruption. I imagine you're here to procure some information from the Cozy Nut.
I am.
Cool.
He's going to, again, bust into the nut.
Okay.
And then he will say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am the great Yardley Quiffin, and I would love to meet all of you mixed nuts in this fine establishment. Now, can please somebody, I need 2 questions. 1, what is great to drink in this establishment? And 2, where is this glass from?"
All right. Can you roll? Let's call that investigation, as you are seeking the answers to a couple of questions.
That is a dirty 22.
Dirty 22. All right.
Safety.
So the answer to your first question is procured quite handily. You are given a cup that it's got 2 little bulbous shapes on the end, right down to the little circle part that keeps it balanced. I don't know what you call that part, but it's there. This is called the blue ball, and it is a local delicacy amongst Sir Funks-a-Lot.
Well, I think I will throw down these nuts if you don't mind.
Cool. And you recover 6 HP or 3 HP if you plant the drink. That's a meta joke. Anyway, so the second question, that one isn't as well known. I imagine you're showing the glass to everybody around the bar. You're not able to get a whole bunch of information that you don't already know. Most of the townspeople there are telling you that creepy butler that hangs out with Sir Funks-a-Lot, he goes on and on about his alcohol. Maybe he knows something about it. Stuff you're already pretty familiar with.
He just wanted to be sure he wasn't lying about it.
Yeah. It's a very fine glass. You got a couple of collectors in there who are like trying to, buy it off of you, offering you a pretty penny, but I imagine Yardley wouldn't.
No,
he wouldn't part with somebody else's goods. No. So as far as you can see, this is the glass that Woolsworth was looking for. All that's missing is the drink that's in it, and of course the little girl that ran away with it. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you wish to know about from the Cozy Nut?
Who's tending bar at the Cozy Nut?
So as you look at the bar, as you kind of look around the bar, you see there isn't really a bartender here at the Cozy Nut. Curiously enough, all of the patrons seem to be getting their own drinks and bringing it back to their seat. Patrons are leaving their money inside of a jar that's sort of posted up front. On the jar, there's a note that just says "bartender out." It seems as though there's a pretty strict code of honor here at the Cozy Nut.
What happened to Skippy?
Skippy skipped town, governor. As you look around, you see You see Terrible Ted kind of laying there in the corner. He looks at you and goes, skip town, Governor. How haven't you heard?
What about Peter?
Peter petered out, Governor.
Damn.
Or haven't you heard?
Those are the only 2 brands of peanut butter I know.
What about GIF?
Oh, you're right. The legendary GIF.
Sir, I think you forgot about one brand of peanut butter that you ain't accounted for. The name's Pan. Pete Pan. Creamy. I was fine until y'all started laughing.
Well, Mr. Pan,
That's Dr. Mr. Pan. Dude.
sorry, Dr. Mr. Professor Pan, I added that other title to make you seem a little bit more formal as well, but I do have a couple questions to ask you. You seem to know a little bit about a lot.
Or a lot about a little, Governor.
That'd be great as well if you could, if we do indeed, if I need to procure the same information that you indeed know a lot about little of.
I do declare, Governor.
Well, little bits, a lot of pips, a paddleopsicopolis. I need some questions answered. So, what say you? I buy you a blue ball, and we share in some testicles. Themed beverages.
You want to talk about testicular fortitude?
You provide the balls, and I'll provide the information. And by information, I do not mean my Johnson.
Consider that gargled. And he's going to go pour himself a couple blue balls.
This drink is consensual.
That's my favorite kind. And he's going to cheers you and then throw his back.
All right. What questions do you have for Pete Pan?
He's going to say, now there's been whispers, Mr. Pan, Mr. Professor Dr. Pan, about an invasion coming to town. And my esteemed colleagues have been gathering information as well. But I just want to know, what are we up against?
Well, word on the street there, Governor, is that we got ourselves a two-pronged invasion. Just like we got us the creamer pan and the crunchy pan, we got us a big threat and a bigger threat.
East Bank and West Bank?
Those are 2 mighty big threats. Creamy and crunchy.
Just like I got 2 mighty Georgia peaches growing underneath of my my abdomen, Governor. We got us 2 big old threats coming. Now, I'm sure you heard about that Necro Homie.
I have heard about the Necro Homie.
Necro Homie's gonna be, I heard tell that he's gonna be coming in through the north gate. But Necro Homie don't play nice. Necro Homie's a naughty little boy. He like that crunchy pea pan. See what I'm saying? Nobody likes a crunchy pea pan. Everyone says they want crunchy pea pan. They don't want no crunchy pea pan.
I've never met anyone that wants a crunchy pea pan. The only ones I know that want a crunchy pea pan are the Necro Homie and Gunkbog occasionally to get him to sleep a little bit. He likes the crunchy bits in there.
Now, the Necro Homie don't fight fair, but if you can get to the Necro Homie, he kind of a wuss, if you know what I mean. He's one of them Yankee types. He's one of them Northerners. That's why he's coming from the North, because he's a Northerner. He's going to let his little skellabonies do all the work for him.
What's the other threat?
Well, I do declare, Governor, I don't know if I should be saying this out loud, but the other threat, and as he begins to tell you about the other threat, the door busts open, much in the same fashion that you did, but much more raunchily. He walks in and goes, "Hold up! Who is in my cozy nut talking about these tall tales?" And you see this crusty looking, he looks very similar to the Pete Pan you're talking to, but he's got sort of like, it almost looks like wood chips just kind of dripping, like just kind of like just crumbling off from like his whole clothes. He's like covered in like sawdust and like wood. He's like, "The crunchy pan's here, and ain't nobody gonna be spreading no tall tales on my watch." He's like, "Oh lordy lord, that's the crunchy pan. Governor, I don't like that crunchy pan."
I don't know if I like the cut of his jib either.
"Oh, he rustles my jimmies the wrong way, Governor."
You don't rustle no jimmies unless you're trying to stir up some peaches, if you know what I'm saying.
"Governor, I don't know what you're saying."
How best do we dispatch this threat?
"Well, word on the street is, the crunchy pan, he only fucks with that grape jelly, them grape preserves. But I hear if you get some of that strawberry jam, that don't really just sit well with his jimmies." But that's just gonna make him mad, you see. That's like shooting Mongo, just make him mad. If you really want to get cut to the giblets of the crunchy pan, you gotta give him some of that apricot preserves, Governor.
Now hear me out. Hear me out, Mr. Pete Pan.
Sure as a Georgia vine on the Georgia wine, Governor. I was listening to you.
If I don't have no apricot preserves, my stocks have been a little bit low recently.
Lower than a Georgia peach in the wintertime, Governor.
Lower than my balls hanging on a hot summer day in Georgia. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I'm thinking about my juleps.
Lower than my standards.
Oh, no.
We is from Georgia, Governor. We is both from Georgia. That is the stereotype we is going for, Governor, because I am
Lower than our kinsfolk's IQ.
Georgia.
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 So he's going to pull out from his bag. He's like, but I do keep an extra reserves on me of some smooth jazzberry.
Smooth jazzberry, Governor.
I'm gonna throw it at Crunchy.
He's dead.
You kill him.
Crunchy Pan falls on the ground dead. The autopsy report will show it died as soon as he saw the jazzberry jam. He just died of a broken heart. Heartbroken that you even had this poison on your person. But he is super dead. The town rejoices. You are presented with a girth of blue balls, and you are free to procure 3 more pieces of information unfettered.
All the ladies in the town gave you blue balls.
I would like to know the second part of the invasion.
So word on the street is that the Necro Homie has received the help of a dragon. Not just any dragon. You are talking about Drag-Gummit. This is the most cantankerous, caterwauling red dragon the town has ever heard of. He has sort of coordinated a 2-pronged assault with the Necro Homie. Necro Homie is going to invade from the north, but their sources have been very tight-lipped about where the red dragon will be coming from.
What is the red dragon weak against?
Red Dragon has he's very powerful, he's very strong, but he's also he's got horde-like tendencies. He likes things. He's very tactile in that sense. Like most stereotypical dragons, he's been known to keep like a horde of things he's sort of stashed and sequestered away. That seems to be the word of the night, is sequester. I said that a lot. And you get one more.
Come back to me.
All right. So as Yard Mr. Quiffin is enjoying his jaunty romp through the cozy nut, we will go to Mock, who has gone to the pizzeria. What are you hoping to gain from the pizzeria?
First, he's going to find out what like the local religion and the beliefs are around here, since he is a follower of Prokin, and see if he can kind of relate with him and maybe find some help.
Gotcha. So as you approach the pizzeria, you know this. You know that this is where Friar Mark resides, and this is the commander of Yardley's platoon, who has shown himself to be, although capable, a little bit on the raunchier side of things. The Friar Mark's pizzeria is less about a religion, less about following a particular deity, and more about following one's own
Carnal desires.
following the whims of one's desires. If we're putting it mildly, there's a lot of herbal imbibation that goes on, a lot of raucous behavior. There's not really any inhibitions within Friar Mark's pizzeria, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of complaints from the town about that.
Okay. So he goes into the pizzeria.
So as you go into the pizzeria, you are met. I feel like we should just play the whole the Making Pizza song. Oh my god! So as you enter the pizzeria,
You hear. Oh, to turn off?
You have to narrate over this.
And that's how we start.
So, inside the pizzeria, your nostrils are immediately filled with the sensation of baking bread, roasting cheese. It's really great. Until you see how the pizza is being made. Let's just say the fallacies that you've seen throughout the entire town definitely do not stop here in the pizzeria. It looks to be above board up until like the dough has been made and the sauce has been like poured on top. It's just debauchery all over this pizza. There's just all sorts of body parts being flung over it that don't belong on stuff that's going to be consumed by the public. You see Friar Mark kind of in the back, and he kind of he kind of meets your gaze and goes,
What? What is that? Really?
It's called making pizza, son. You put the cheese on it. Put the cheese on it!
Okay. So, and you're a friar of what exactly?
Around this time, Mock starts hearing screams from the back.
What?
No, the screams of hostages.
I was like, don't worry about them. It's like here at the pizzeria, we just let go and let life. You know what I'm saying?
And so you get your powers from just doing nothing?
So he kind of looks at you and sees where you're coming from, and he pulls out a bowl of these herbs. He starts rolling them into this little parchment paper that he's got, and he proceeds to light one and takes a long drag and goes, "You don't become the most powerful force in this town by doing nothing, but it takes a lot of effort to do almost nothing."
So,
Is he smoking gnome pubes?
No.
Yes.
so is that what you do here? Nothing and make pizza, which is practically nothing.
It's the title of the new album.
Practically nothing.
Practically nothing. So he's going to take another long drag, and he's going to extend it to you and goes, "Son, how about you try this and then tell me how much of nothing you'll be doing?"
Let's go for an adventure.
All
Mark
right.
takes it from him.
To make a con saving throw as you take a drag of this mystery herb.
So do I want to fail this? Can I make this check? Can I fail it on purpose?
No, you have to pass it and then willingly fail it.
You have to ask to make a check and then ask to fail it.
Oh, damn.
I think you passed.
Yeah, it's a dirty 19.
Whew, okay, 19 is good. So this is a lot more potent than you probably anticipated. During your club that shall not be named, you've seen a lot of people come and go with a lot of pretty strong substance problems, but you've never sampled something quite like this. However, your Procanian constitution prevails, and you feel strangely empowered. Your senses are heightened. You feel that your prowess with basically anything you do for the next 24 hours is going to be much more heightened. Every check you make is going to have advantage in the coming encounter.
All right. Mock wants to see if he knows anything else about this other force from the invasion that nobody seems to talk about or have an answer for.
Okay, roll investigation, and you get that with advantage because you're high.
That's how it works.
To finish the service, we all getting high.
15.
Yeah. So the friar, he's not too well versed in dragons. He has heard the rumors about there being a dragon coming. He knows that He knows that dragons don't really do well with gates and with water. So he knows that the dragon is if he's gonna attack, he's probably gonna be from either the east or the west.
So if we put up a gate, With no walls, just a gate. He can't get in. That's what Mock's thinking right now because he's stoned.
You ever try to build a gate? It's 6 hours.
No, we'll just put one up. Just one gate. We'll find one somewhere. A baby gate.
Someone's gotta go back to get a shitload of dimes.
I was about to say shitload of gates.
I was gonna say gates too.
All right.
Let's find a Bill Gates.
All right, so you know the dragon is probably coming from the east or the west, doesn't like gates, doesn't like water, and you are also tripping balls right now, but you are getting advantage on everything, which is pretty good.
So Mock wants to try and make a pizza too.
All right, we will come back to the pizza making adventure. You don't know what you've asked. All right, and last but not least, we got Gunk Bog going into the gift shop. What does Gunk Bog want from the gift shop?
Probably a stuffed animal.
Okay. So as you walk into the gift shop, as you look around, you're seeing all sorts of, fancy trinkets and baubles and just shit nobody really needs, but somehow like every gift shop has. You see a couple of. Are you looking for a stuffed animal in particular?
No, just whatever's probably like some kind of cat, something cute and fluffy.
No, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, I imagine you're able to find, like, sort of in the kids' aisle, they're kind of to the bottom. All the adult stuffed animals are sort of up top, but that's not really catching your attention. You're seeing a couple of animals around the kingdom, and there's, like, little Funksalati and Tabaxis kind of hanging out on the bottom. You notice they're absurdly priced, though. It is 50 gold for one of these guys.
Okay, Gunkbug doesn't understand the concept of currency, so he's just going to grab it and walk out.
So the cashier kind of looks at you and looks at the tabaxi and kind of takes pity on you and goes, "All right, sir, I'm going to level with you. These things here are way overpriced. Like, my brother sits in the basement and makes those, and it maybe costs him like 2 copper in materials. We're really just gouging you with these prices. I don't want to see you throw away your gold."
Okay.
So she kind of looks around and goes, "So what are you doing here anyway?"
Oh, no. Oh, a cute kitty.
She kind of looks at the cat and goes, "Look, sir, I don't usually do this, but I can see you're not from around here and maybe you've got some problems. Here, let me cut you a deal on that." And she reaches out to touch the cat, and her arm conveniently bumps up against your hammer.
Gunkbug's gonna be like, "God, sorry, I don't actually want this. You'll have to forgive my prior demeanor."
Her demeanor doesn't change at all, which I don't know if that surprises you or what, but it seems like this chick was pretty intelligent being one that goes, "Nah, it's whatever. We get all kinds here. You're not the weirdest I've seen."
Well, that's a quite unsettling statement, given the nature of this hammer and my relationship with it. But I'll give you this back now because I truly do not need such a gaudy bauble. No offense, but perchance, would you happen to know anything about the coming days' events? Have you heard anything on the street?
Yeah, my brother and I are actually about to skip town. It's looking pretty dire. I mean, what do you want to know?
Well, what in particular has made you decide to skip town?
My brother's got this thing about skeletons. We've heard this necromancer homie. I don't know what they call him now. He's got a lot of them. Like, they're not tough individually, but like, my brother, he's all I've got. He's afraid they're gonna like pop out of the ground or something.
Well, I can assure you that as long as necromancy works the way that I am familiar with, which, given circumstances, may not necessarily hold true, that's not the case. They don't tend to pop out of the ground, if that helps you sway a decision. And if anything, skeletons are much more apt to attack fleeing subjects than they are ones that are stationary.
Who are you again?
The name's Gunkbug. The name was given to me by my family, and as you probably have gathered, I am not from around here.
So are you trying to persuade her to stay?
Yeah.
All right, let's see it.
That's an 8.
It's an
Probably
8.
terrible.
Yeah. She kind of looks at you and kind of looks at the hammer, and she's like, I mean, you might have a point. Like, I'm not really a necromancer, but, like, I feel like it's safer for us just to, like, not be here at all rather than, like, chance it.
You may make a good point. I'll tell you what. If you were to flee, where would you go?
I'll probably head west. I've got family over there.
West, you say? Very interesting. Table talk. I don't know what I'm going to ask next. I'm thinking about it. Sorry.
No worries. While you're thinking, let's head back to Yardley with his final piece of information.
Yardley is going to ask, so what's Funksalot's deal here?
So the villagers at this point kind of like look around and they're kind of like shirking the eyebrows a little bit and go, Sir Funksalot, what do you mean?
The king, Funksalot, Sir Funksalot, in the castle over there.
Villagers kind of look to each other and they're kind of quiet and go, Sir, you're not from around here, are you?
Why, no, I'm not.
You haven't heard the news? Sir Funksalot's been missing for months.
I see. Where was his last sighting?
Sir Funksalot was last seen west. He headed west a while ago to confront a great dragon, and we haven't heard from him since.
I see. Interesting.
Sir Funksalot's a necrohomie.
Well, thank you all so much. I feel I'm coming down from my alcohol-infused fun, so I will leave you with an idea for a game. He's going to slightly enlarge a nut. He's going to say, now, all you have to do is shave this down. You have, there's two opposing sides. The goal is to sink a nut in your opposing side. But the great thing about this is that you can play nut outside.
I didn't know where it was going until you could play it. I'm like, it's over. Roll a d20, dude. All right. So this game takes off in a big way. Like, even after you depart the land of Funksalot, this game will transcend. This game will outlive everybody in this bar. It will outlive their children. It will outlive their grandchildren. What started off as a simple tavern prank will eventually turn into a phenomenon that brings the world at peace.
And they're going to have a yearly competition. Or are they going to call it the tournament?
There is a great war fought over the founder of... What was the game called?
Nut.
There's a great war fought over the founder and the original intention, but it's not fought with blades and magic. It's fought with athletes and goalposts. You, sir, have saved this world. You just won't be around to see it get saved.
So we can just leave now, right?
Game over, boys.
The penalty box is called the fuck nut.
So, that's a pretty... You left on a pretty big bombshell there.
The goalpost is called the rosy butt.
All right, so Smart Bog, did you come up with your final question? Did you come up with your last question for her? You don't have to have another question either.
Ooh, well, Smart Bog's gonna... I like that Smart Bog. It's pretty funny. He's gonna say, would you care to let me meet your brother before you all leave? He seems like an interesting sort. I'd like to meet such a fine craftsman. As maybe unappealing as this toy seems to me now, it is very well crafted for what you say only cost you 2 copper.
Her eyes get a little shifty at this and goes, listen, like, you seem nice enough, but I'm not about to just bring you into my house and let you meet my brother. That's kind of weird, don't you think?
To be honest with you, young lass, my day has been weird enough that nothing seems off the table to me today. Is there anything I can do to provide you any reassurances?
She kind of looks down behind the counter, then looks back at you and goes, listen, you seem like a nice ogre, orc, whatever you are. Sorry, no offense. Don't see much of your kind around here. Sorry, that probably made it worse. Just here. She reaches down below and pulls out what looks to be a really shiny rock and kind of hands it to you. Goes, another weird one came in earlier, just kind of handed this to me and said, you'll know who to give it to when they come in. Didn't know quite what he meant by that, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you could put this to use better than me. So she hands you this
Weird rock?
this shiny rock. Do you take it?
Yes.
Cool.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
You don't even have to roll. There is nothing magical about this rock. It is just real shiny.
Okay. I have a really shiny rock to go with my really flat rock.
Cool. So you guys get together in front of the castle. You share your information.
Well, Gunkbug sort of does. He's Gunkbug again.
Yeah. So obviously you've got the information about, the Necrohomie is coming in through the north. You've got a dragon coming in at some point. Apparently Sir Funkalot hasn't been seen in the town, even though you guys have clearly seen him. Your troops also come back. I believe Yardley asked your paladins to go secure the defenses. That was a really inspired move. They report back to you that indeed the southeastern wall has observed some cracks in it that haven't been there before. Those cracks were not there before. That was something that would have eluded their gaze had you not ordered them to go look at it. They have begun work patching it up, and it should be quite a bit more reinforced by the time your adversaries approach tomorrow. So good work there. Gunkbog, you ordered your elf boys to go dig holes. Again, another inspired move. As they were digging up foxholes, they started in the west, but they found out they were quite a bit more adept at digging holes than BMC imagined they would be. So they made their way over towards the pizzeria. And as they dug around the pizzeria, they noticed plods of softer earth around there, noting that someone had already been digging in there. They noticed tunnels kind of leading out towards the northern gate.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Apparently someone had been in there, those hadn't been made from the town. Judging by the way the tunnels were dug, they were able to deduce that the tunnels had been started to be dug outside of the gate. Patched up the holes, so we're good to go there. And then... Mock, you asked your chimps to prepare for guerrilla warfare. Chimps rolled a 12.
Oh my god, they can't roll anything else.
God, this is so...
It's the only number they could have possibly rolled.
You know what? That's too perfect. So as you look around the town, Minstrel Willie kind of approaches you.
Hey! We got ourselves set up for the chimp warfare!
Guerrilla warfare. Yes.
You hear various different kind of all around the town. They're like,
Yeah, they ain't super quiet, but we got the warfare part down at least. Hope that's okay with you.
All right.
Best we can do on a 12.
That's 12. Kill anything that gets in the town. Protect the citizens.
okay. They have their orders. As night falls, you have a whole lot of stuff to consider. This actually went a little bit longer than I thought, so I think we might have to go to part 2
That's okay.
on this one. So, gentlemen, we will stop it there as the sun rises and the town alarm sounds as the white hands of the Skelebones begin beating against the northern gate. Insane.
So you might say that we're going to do what we're going to do, and until then, stick around for part 2.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you recording right now?
Okay, cool. Simmons. Hey, roll me over. Simmons. Hey, guess what? I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Krog. It's the Salty Boys. And I will always love you. And truly, it's not bourbon. And etching.